Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Seaskin's Rewired range of wetsuits. The Rewired is available for men and for women and in all different types of thicknesses. So you've got for summer, something like the 3-2, so 3mm on the lower body, 2mm on the upper body, right the way through to winter, which would be a 5-4, and then you've got the 5-4 hooded, and then you've even got the 6-4 hooded as well. So lots of different options, but fundamentally the same wetsuit and the same technology in each of them. So we're talking about the tech within the suit. The first thing to mention is the type of neoprene. These days, a lot of the top end neoprenes across all sort of manufacturers have what's called like a technobutter or a channel flex. You might have heard all these sort of terms. And basically it's just a really high end neoprene, loads of bubbles inside the rubber itself to give it loads of flexibility and insulation. And the lining on that neoprene is also sort of minimal amount of material, so it's quite sort of soft to the touch and less restriction. So less material, less thread means less restriction. You can really feel that in the suit when you pull it. And the Halo X, so the Rewired in the upper body, the Halo X in the upper body, and you can really feel that flexibility. It's really similar to the Hyper Freak from O'Neill. And in terms of one of the suits that I've tried on, it is one of my favorites because I really like flexibility. So it's a great wetsuit for that. In the lower body, you've got the Extend neoprene, which is probably a bit more robust because it's got more sort of lining to it. There's got more material in that lining. Has less flexibility, but it's more robust. So that's really good, giving your suit a longer shelf life because this is the area it's going to be subject to more wear and tear, especially if you're sitting on a surfboard, lying on a surfboard, that kind of thing. So those are the types of neoprene. You've got the Extend and then you've got the Halo X. The additions to the suit, they've got what they call like this dark matter lining on the chest. So it's essentially just like this neoprene or sort of like a stick-on rubbery chest panel, which is good at keeping wind out of the suit, but also gives it a bit more of a shelf life. It makes it quite robust and protects the lining or the neoprene on the suit on the chest. Again, great for surfers. It's a fully sealed wetsuit, so you've got glued and blind stitch seams the whole way through, top to bottom. Shouldn't be letting any water in this suit. And once we turn it inside out, we'll show you a bit about what's going on in terms of the lining on the inside and the taping on the inside as well. Moving further down, you've got the standard things like the Duraflex knee pads, okay, which are just a really sort of strong material to protect the knees. You've got a bit of liquid taping inside of the cuff of the wetsuit as well, which is kind of cool. Just creates a better seal around there and stops it sort of blowing out the cuff as well. You've got what we call the Enigma zip, which is the chest entry system on this particular suit. And that's just a really good waterproof, non-corroding zip with loads of flexibility. It zips from in to out as well, which is cool. So you don't have to sort of like tack it on, it will just zip in to out and then you tap it down with the toggle. And then we've got on the inside, we've got the iris closure system, okay, which basically goes up and over your head. The actual inside of the wetsuit is here, okay, so you get in through the top here, and then this will go up and over your head, and it creates a really good seal around your neck because there's no break in the collar. You've got that smooth skin on the inside, and any water that does come in through the chest entry system here as well is basically drained out through the drain hole in the back or through the side. So a really effective system to give you loads of flexibility because you don't have a zip down the back, and flexibility through the chest and keep water out of the wetsuit as well. So that's everything going on the outside of the suit. What I'm going to do is just turn it inside out for you and show you a few things which are lurking inside. Okay, so here we have the inside of the Rewired wetsuit. As you can see, we've got all this sort of red material, and essentially this is a thermal lining within the suit itself, but it's quite a low pile thermal lining, okay, so it's not like fluffy or anything like that, but it is still good at retaining the heat inside of the suit. So as heat leaves your body, rather than being lost through the neoprene, this just helps to retain that heat for a little bit longer. But it is one of the fundamental differences between this and the Wired. The Wired has what we call a dry knit lining, so it's that sort of fluffy stuff similar to Rip Curl's flash bomb or flash dry lining, and that will do a bit of a better job at insulating you, but it will also dry a bit quicker, but it's also quite a bit heavier. Okay, so the Rewired is all about flexibility, so that's why they use that low pile thermal lining throughout the suit. Okay, the Wired has that dry knit fluffy stuff. And also with the Wired, you've got liquid taping, so that sort of rubber taping on the seams on the outside to reinforce the seam. Again, giving the suit more shelf life, but it does make it a little bit more restrictive. So the Rewired doesn't have that, again, because it's all about sort of flexibility. Having said that, you do still have the inner taping the whole way through the suit. That black tape you can see the whole way through. Minimal paneling again, so nice big panels of neoprene to promote more flexibility, and that taping itself is used with using a sort of like a heat process, so you don't have glue coming out from either side of the tape and scratching you. It's a really well made wetsuit, so none of that going on, really comfortable against the skin. So essentially that's everything going on with the Rewired. Pretty much one of my favourite suits, I think, for winter. I really like it in a 4-3 as well, just because of the softness and the flexibility of the neoprene. So if you're all about flexibility, you will not be disappointed with this suit, because it's also quite robust and will stand the test of time as well.